Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the butcher shop. I did a few things on it. I've been keeping busy on it. Haven't made any videos because of GoPro. The GoPro camera overheated, so I had to go out and get another one. But I did find a color that I like, and I did it kind of on a mess up. So there's this panel, which it's black, primer, gray, and then blue over top that, and then I sanded that down. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with that or this. And this has like sparkle metallic in it, and then I'm going to clear coat over that. So it's either going to be this or it's going to be this color. And then the top will just be like, all of this will be black. But I started putting the new Bosch gauges in, and where's it at? It started leaking. From the temperature, the new temperature sensor that I put in. I tried tightening it about 1/8 of a turn, and when I did, it broke free, and it ripped the threads out of the temperature sensor threads. So I called a buddy of mine. He kind of gave me an idea, instead of using Healy coils or anything like that, to get a pipe thread and kind of run it through there, and then wrap thread tape instead of the liquid Permatex stuff. Because see, I've been using this stuff right here, the Permatex Aviation Forma gasket, and it's liquid. And he seems to think that it just ripped kind of like the points off of the threads. So if I wrap it in tape, well, run this tap through it to clean up the threads a little bit, and then wrap it with tape, maybe that'll work. But if all else fails, I'm going to have to tear it apart and put Healy coils in it, if I can find them that big. Because it's a pipe thread is what it is. An international pipe thread, and I don't know that they make Healy coils that big, because I've never messed with them. But I'm going to try running this through there for now, and then I don't know if this is even the right size. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to take the headers off. I have to take the header off, the inner fender, which shouldn't be too hard. A couple bolts and it'll come off. But let me get this taken off and the header, and then we'll be back. Size up. See, this is a 1/4, so it's probably a 5/16 maybe. Let me go see if I have that up front, up the other. Right, so it appears nobody in town has that. So I ordered it from Amazon. That should be here tomorrow. The tap and the drill bit. So I'll move on to something else. After taking that inner fender out, I don't think I need to take it out, so I can put it back. I do have to do some body work. I hate body work. Man, it's hot too. And these little sweat bees, I think they are, pain in the ass. Okay, I'm gonna put this inner fender back on, fold it back in. I'm gonna leave this like it is for tonight, and then hopefully the tap and die will get here tomorrow. Hopefully. But right now I guess I can shoot. Man, that sucks. I've been working on this. It's the front bumper. It's got, I mean, it cleaned up a little bit, but it's got like dings and some of the chrome come off of it. I might end up painting it black, just because I can't stand chrome. That and these headlight bezels, they didn't turn out too bad. They cleaned up a little bit, but still, I painted this in here with a paint marker, oil-based paint marker, instead of taping them off and doing all that crap. But yeah, I don't like the black on that either. It looks cheap. So eventually I might end up painting all of it black. And this is what the paint looks like before I go sanding on it, to make it look like this. This is going to get it'll get clear coat, but a matte clear coat. And then that over there is the trunk. So, man, that really sucks. Just kind of wanting to get this fixed tonight, but we'll hop. I gotta do this. The quarter, I mean the kick panel thing you do. And I ordered it a while back from eBay. I don't know if you guys seen the other video that I did. All I pretty much do, sweat bees, man. As I just cut along here, and then just use this piece. And then if I have to, replace the inner, but I think this side looks decent, looks better than the other side did. I had to do the whole bottom inside of it. This side didn't look that bad. So we'll move all this crap out of our way. Move that trunk and this bumper, and then we'll get to cutting on this. I can't wait to get this part of it done. I'm over the body panels already. There's a lot of body panel work here, and if I keep it that, some people are just calling it rustic look, but it's not. It doesn't look, or patina. It's not. That's not patina. That's just bad. Bad prep work, and then clear coated. But yeah, we'll get all this stuff out of the way, get my sandals off and put some shoes on so I don't burn my toes, and then we'll get on this rocker panel. Alright, screw putting socks and shoes on. It's too hot, and them sweat bees are making me lose my mind. They're irritating. Let's get on to cutting, and maybe some of them will go towards the light. might just lose my mind tonight from the bugs and the heat. Summer sucks. Especially if you're a welder and a fabricator. Alright, the heat right in here. I gotta clean all this. You can see that, all that stuff. And all along this lip up through here. I'm gonna clean it with a wire wheel. all of this stuff clean, and I'm gonna, when I put that other panel in here, it's gonna overlap this, but I'm gonna cut it and then push it up and then tack weld it to that, so it's not gonna have, it's gonna have a lip on it, but not this much. And then same thing right here, all down through here. This one wasn't that bad as the other side. I might spray some undercoating in there before I go welding on this. You can see down in there where it's starting to rust. I ain't gonna stop it, that's for sure. But what I want to do is slow it down. So let me clean up a little bit. Get some undercoating from the garage up front. We'll spray it, tack it, probably not weld it. I don't know. I don't like working in this 1,000 degree. I need to get an AC for this shop. But I should have on pants so my legs don't get burnt, and some shoes, but screw that. It's hot. I mean, it's miserable. It's hot and all the little sweat beads licking you. Okay, enough complaining. Let me go get some stuff. Okay, so it's the next day. I got tired and flustered around with messing around with the rocker panel. After thinking about it, the heat sensor, what I ended up doing was found a plug that'll go in there. What it actually did was rip just the top of the first like 3 or 4 threads out. So I found a plug that'll go in further and grab a hold of more threads. Wrapped some Teflon tape around it, ran that in there, because I remembered there's another plug on the other side at the back of the block. Well, on the heads, but on the back of the heads. So you're gonna have to excuse the noise. I got the fan going. It's hot. And I ain't turning it off. So what I did was those Bosch gauges came with extra fittings. Let's see if I can find them. Came with some extra fittings for different size heads, quarter, 5/16 and 3/8. So all I did was take one of the fittings out and screwed the temperature setting into there, and then found a reducer. Reducer to screw into it. So now that's pretty much what we got, and it's not as close to the header as the other side. So we just ran it to the other side. I don't know why. I didn't think about that last night. Probably because I was too hot and flustered and 9 million sweat bees around me. But so now that that's fixed, we are going to, actually I'll unplug this for a few minutes. I have to finish hooking up these gauges. Hooking up the gauges. The gauges are actually hooked up. All I have to do is run these bulbs to when I turn on the lights. I've got lights in behind there. And then I need to deal with this rat's nest, but I can't because it doesn't have a flasher in this for the turn signals. I mean, one of these is the horn, and I don't really know what the other one is. It may be a flasher, but it's hooked up to I don't know. I can't get it to flash. So what I did was go out. Actually, I didn't go anywhere. I ordered them off of Amazon, and I got I don't know where they are. I got some actual flashers that I need to wire into there, and then right here they are. These flashers, just some cheap ones off of Amazon, and then I need to wire in the relays for them so I can have turn signals. And then the old harness had integrated into here. It was one was turn and the other one was stop and marker. So they were wired somehow in there. So now I had 2 wires, one for marker, and then the other one was for stop and turn. And it did its thing up in there, but now it isn't doing its thing. So I got this thing that I'm going to hook up in here. You have the stop, the turns, and then the 2 turns will convert 3 wire into 2 wire. So basically you'll have, let me see if I'm getting this right. I got too much stuff going on. Basically you'll have the 3 wires that'll convert to 2, and then the turn and the stop will be on one light, and then on one wire, and then on the other wire it'll be stop, or marker, stop and turn. Yeah. So I'm going to get on finishing hooking up those gauges. I'm going to find some kind of a wire in there that runs consistent. As soon as you turn the headlights on, I'm sure there's one in here somewhere. So I'm going to get on that. Okay, well I can't find any black wire, so we're going to use white as ground. All this wire and I can't find any black. Okay, so I may have to drill that out even bigger. I don't think I have any screws. It's that small. I'll drill it out 1/4 inch. I got 1/4 inch bolts. Lights, camera, action. Yep. Got lights to them. So that'll work. Okay, now, before I zip tie all this stuff up, I need to get them turn signals working. So, I'm running the house. Okay, so these are the relays that I got, 3-prong, and these are new sockets, and I hope they work because the original ones, oh no, they were 2-wire. I thought they were 3-wire. Okay, well, first thing I need to find out is if I can wire everything right here. This definitely I can wire right here, but the relays and the flashers, I'm not sure if I've got to run to the front and to the back. These fellers. I think that this splits off somewhere up by the fuse box. So let's check that out. Signal is dark blue, so light blue and dark blue. Oh no, I'm colorblind. Let's see, so light blue and dark blue. There we go, left front, right front. Okay, okay. That's these. I may have to buy 2 more. No, I should be able to. Let me look back on my phone to see. I took a picture of how they were supposed to be wired. Let me look back into there. Okay, well, I can't figure this wiring out right now. I'm going to have to do some more research on it. But instead of stopping, I think I'm going to go ahead and touching all bases today. This needs to be painted black, and then here, I can do that for now. That's kind of easy, I guess. That'll keep me going at least. Match these. Again, what I was using on them, and it really sucks. I wish I could get those lights up and working. Anyways, what I was using on them, these paint markers, oil paint markers. So I guess I'll go ahead and start on that, and then I'll research some more tonight on the lights. probably gonna have to charge this GoPro. Still waiting on parts for a lot of this stuff. I guess I can start and sand the trunk and the hood. Get it ready to be clear coated. Let me charge this camera real quick.
And that's pretty much what the paint job is going to look like. I'm going to put clear coat on it. I don't know if you can see all them sparkles in it. And then some fade to black, and then bare metal spots. And that'll pretty much be it. And then I'm going to take an airbrush and kind of highlight some of these body lines on it. But that'll be pretty much it. Nothing major. I don't know if you can see that or not. But that'll be it. So, did a little bit of everything on this video. I don't feel like I got a damn thing accomplished, but I got a leak taken care of. That was a big thing. That worried me. I'll do some research on these turn signals, maybe ask a couple of friends. I just don't understand how the flashers and everything work. But I did get the gauges hooked up and that leak, and then sanded on some body panels. Other than that, I think this is where I'm going to leave the video. You guys have a good one. I'll see you later.